Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Super Mario Odyssey playthrough. So, we beat Long Journey's End, we finished Power Moon Collection for that playthrough, but I wanted to give you a bit of help. Were you having any difficulties trying to find other things? So, we've popped in to my 100% completed file. One of the things you might have noticed, obviously 999 Power Moons, is that the Odyssey is like completely golden. Basically, I can't remember whether it's when you hit 880 or when you hit that kind of 999 that it turns into this sort of beautiful golden colour. But it's certainly one of the two. And that's quite satisfying. But there are two things that occur. You unlock a very special thing for hitting 880 Power Moons, so that's all of the normal Power Moons in the game. That includes one from every shop in the kingdom, in the world, and all of the others. You get an extra thing if you manage to get 999. So, basically, we're just going to go through all the kind of lists that are available to you here. So, if you were struggling with any Power Moons in terms of trying to find out where they were, these lists will certainly help you out in terms of saying, this is the location of a thing, this is its name, you can figure out how to get the blooming thing from there. And yes, there are a lot in the Mushroom Kingdom. But you've probably already spotted the thing that you get for getting 999 Power Moons, because it's very quite obviously sitting atop Peach's castle, and we will look at it properly. But we're just going to go through all these lists first, because I just want you to, you know, see, just so that you can, if you want to pause and just go, right, what moons have I got? What am I missing? This can be your kind of cue card. Obviously, I mean, the slightly smarter idea would be to, you know, go onto any sort of gaming guide and look it up there. But if you have been watching and you just wanted those kind of extra little pointers, it can be helpful. And also, it wouldn't be a playthrough done by me of a game were there not lists at some point. Because that's the thing that I totally do every single time. I should probably learn to stop doing that, but I don't know whether I will. We shall see. I mean, it all depends on also what games I play in the future. I mean, I know one that I'm definitely planning on doing. Two that I'm definitely planning on doing should they arrive when I want them to arrive, because they will definitely have lists of some description in them, and obviously I'm showing them off because they are from game franchises that mean a lot to me, and obviously I'm going to do everything possible in them. Other games that I've got on my list to play, not so sure, but then a lot of them don't necessarily have that sort of listing feature. Because yeah, I've sort of got a relatively good idea of what I want to do for the next year or so of playthroughs. We'll just see whether it all pans out, really. Because you never know. I've had it before where I've gotten to just about recording a game and then just going, yeah, you know what, not actually all that fussed about doing one of these at the minute. I'll do something else. And so I've done something else. I mean, already I've already changed my mind of what I was going to do immediately after Super Mario Odyssey. Because I was going to do the sequel to a game that I have already played on this channel. One that not a lot of people played, not a lot of people very that interested in playing, probably. But I had fun with it, and I was going to cover that. But then I also was just thinking, But then, I mean, a blind run over a game could be quite exciting. Obviously, the commentary with post-commentary, but I've only ever done kind of one proper blind run of a game on this channel, and that was New Super Mario Bros. U, and that was the first time that I played the game, also the last, but every other time I've already beaten the game before I played it. And while that's definitely, I would say, for anybody wanting to try to do game, like playthroughs on YouTube, because obviously I'm totally an expert, and you should definitely listen to me with the subscriber count that I've got. It's a lot easier to get into doing commentary of games that you already know, because then you've got a much better chance of having fluid gameplay. You're less likely to get stuck doing things for absolutely ever. Even when you do know the game, sometimes you end up getting stuck doing things for absolutely ever, and that's where editing comes in. Do as I say, not as I do. And also, when it comes to actually doing the physical commentary, you're more likely to have stuff to talk about. Because you can have your experiences from the first time playing the game, you can have your experiences from the second time playing the game, and then sort of you can go with however you actually tend to sort of sit in terms of just talking about things. You might be the type of person who just loves to crack jokes, and as long as you're funny, go for it. There are a lot of obviously very, very funny YouTube playthroughs. Loads of them. And if you're funny, people will come to you. You can also try and go along the tactic of sort of what I do, of trying to be kind of quite trivia heavy, or that more sort of analytical side, where you sort of look at the kind of building blocks of where the game sort of come from and how it actually works as a game, and the stories and stuff, and that is another viable tactic. And then you've got things like doing co-commentaries with people where you're sort of bouncing off of each other and just sort of chilling out and just having a blast. That is another perfectly viable tactic. And really, for anybody starting out on YouTube, you just got to find you. Got to find what your content is, what it looks like, what it sounds like, how it works. Because as long as you're having fun, your audience should kind of get that idea from you and have fun themselves. And that way people will then come eventually to you. I mean, obviously, even now I'm not a huge YouTuber, but from what I can tell of what people have commented on stuff, people do really enjoy the content that I put out and that I have put out in the past, and that's always really lovely to see. Like, really lovely to see. It's like, whenever I see stuff like that, it's just like, oh, thank you. It really, really makes my heart feel warm and fuzzy inside. And how am I missing one? What am I missing? No, you see, I know exactly what I'm missing. I will go back and get it. I did have to check, though, what it was. If you remember, way back when we were actually in the Luncheon Kingdom, I said, make sure to capture the fire piranha plant, because it's the one capture that pretty much everybody is likely to miss, because you're probably going to kill it before you've tried to capture it, because you might think, oh, I can't capture it, until you realise, kick the rock into the piranha plant, and then capture it. So that can be a bit of a pain of one to get, and that's the one that I'm missing. I will go back and get it for this save file, because I was just like, you know what, I have to 100% this game completely. Then obviously you can listen to all the music in the game. There's a whole bunch that you can only get if you speak to... There's a after you've beaten the game, you've been to Mushroom Kingdom, there are a whole bunch of toads littered throughout all the kingdoms with headphones on, and they ask you to play them a bit of music that links to something. So they'll say like it classic and blocky, and you know that's kind of a cute play something 8-bit, and you just got to get the general vibe of the piece of music, and then they'll give you a power moon and they'll give you an extra song for your list, and that's just quite awesome. So, now that that is all out of the way, obviously I'm going to go get an extra capture as well before we completely finish off for the day, because I wanted to make sure I got the damn thing, just to show you that's where it is, and that kind of completes the capture, and I've definitely 100% the game. We're going to go see what that 999 Power Moon special is. So if you don't want the spoiler, I mean, you've sort of already seen it, but if you don't want the final sort of major spoiler of what it does, look away now. Because it's going to be revealed. I mean, it might have already been revealed on the thumbnail, potentially, but still, there's a top hat on top of Peach's castle, and once you cappy the top of it, you get a little cutscene. Aww, I mean, it's a very minor thing for actually getting 100%, but I think that the reason they did that is because the sort of actual reward comes at the 880 Power Moon spot, so that unlocks a very special thing that you will be seeing in the next part, which will form the finale of Super Mario Odyssey. And I don't quite know why it looks like I'm heading to the Ruined Kingdom. I better not be heading to the Ruined Kingdom, because that'd be a stupid move. Oh no, good, I'm going to the Luncheon Kingdom. Ah. Yes, we're going to go pick up that capture now. And I've completely forgotten what I was actually talking about. Oh yes, the thing that we are going to unlock. So, you get that thing that we're going to see in the next part for the actual finale of the playthrough, but that's all like the actual proper Power Moons. So if you... so they're sort of all the ones that you would do, or at least you should do, if you want to kind of feel like you have sort of finished the game. If you then do that extra work to get all those kind of purchasable Power Moons, which is what gets you up to 999, then that little extra is just a sort of little extra to say, sort of, well done for you for doing that. Where it's not saying you have to, it's just saying a sort of, here's a little something for going through that extra bit of effort to complete that. And I do just find that to be quite nice. But yes, there we go. 52 out of 52. The little blighter. Oh. Anyway, we are going to head off back to the moon for the finale. The true final finale of Super Mario Odyssey. I'll see you then.